Hey, before we dive in, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of these intense real-life stories. I never meant to hear it. I was just passing the living room for a glass of water when her voice stopped me cold. My mother, quiet but sly, asking in that soft, conspiratorial tone, "How was your date, dear? Is he a better lover than my loser son?" The glass wobbled in my hand, threatening to fall, but it didn't. Then came my wife's laugh, gentle, deliberate. "Yes, Mom, much better, and thanks for setting us up." My throat tightened. My heart didn't break. It turned to stone. I lingered in the shadows, watching them in the hallway mirror. Two women, one who gave me life, the other who promised to share it, both glowing over my humiliation. I didn't interrupt. I didn't storm in. I just turned and walked back to the bedroom. And in that silence it began, the careful, patient unraveling of everything they thought they controlled. Laura, my wife, used to tease me, saying, "You never react even when people hurt you." She thought it was weakness. It wasn't. Growing up under my mother taught me that silence cuts deeper than any shout. I absorbed her moods, her endless criticisms, her manipulations, her comparisons to my father, who left when I was 12. "You're too soft," she would sneer. Just like him. No wonder he ran off. I believed her once. I worked twice as hard to prove her wrong. Became the responsible one. Bought her a house when she couldn't pay her bills. And when Laura entered my life, sweet, warm, attentive, it felt like proof I'd escape her orbit. But my mother, she had a way of twisting joy into poison. I just never imagined she'd pull my wife into it. Looking back, the signs were obvious. Hush phone calls that stopped when I walked in sudden, overly long visits to my mother, unfamiliar perfume on Laura's clothes. I told myself it was stress, work, maybe paranoia, but that night shattered any illusion. I didn't confront her. I didn't give her the satisfaction. I smiled at breakfast the next morning, kissed her cheek, said I might be working late. Then I prepared. Cameras went in, one in the living room, one in the bedroom. Silent, hidden, watching. Within a week, I had hours of footage. My wife bringing a man into our bed, the same man my mother introduced her to at book club. I watched her laugh, watched him strip, watched her unravel in the sheets we once shared. Each clip steeled me, not with rage, but with purpose. I opened a new account under my business name and funneled our joint savings into it slowly, quietly. No one noticed. I went to a lawyer, a quiet man whose face seemed to forget itself. I handed him footage, financial records, and one simple instruction. Prepare a clean exit, divorce papers, asset transfer, timed perfectly. Then came the last touch. Not cinematic, not explosive. Quiet, cold, permanent. Laura had severe allergies, something only I knew in detail. Latex, certain floral scents. She hid it, afraid of seeming fragile. Before leaving, I placed a small envelope in our bed. Inside, a single rose petal soaked in a perfume she loved but couldn't tolerate. I knew she'd think it romantic, a gesture from her new lover. She'd want to impress him. The reaction wouldn't kill her. It would leave her skin swollen, burning, scarred, a permanent reminder the night she betrayed me. Cruel? Perhaps. Illegal? Not enough to make me the villain. Just enough for her to remember. I left quietly. No note, no confrontation. Just my suitcase and my calm. A week later, my mother called, trembling. "How could you do that to her? I didn't raise you like this." "Like what?" I asked. "Like a monster. She's in the hospital." Her face. God, her face. "You villain. Just like your father." That made me smile. "My father left because of you," I said. "Now you live with the same emptiness he escaped." Then I hung up. In the weeks after, I moved cities, changed my number, and transferred the business entirely under my name. Laura called. Unknown ID. I never answered. My mother sent guilt-laden emails, accusations, desperate apologies. I ignored them all. Through a friend, I learned Laura moved back in with my mother. The man she cheated with vanished when he saw the damage. My mother, obsessed with appearances, couldn't bear whispers from neighbors. They became each other's prison. Two women bound by shared contempt and the consequences of their choices. And me? I slept better than I had in years. Sometimes late at night, I replay that first moment. My mother's question, my wife's laugh, my stillness in the hallway. That was when I stopped being their son, their husband, their fool. It wasn't revenge that satisfied me. It was control, the power to end a cycle quietly, without screaming blood or losing composure. They thought I was the quiet, forgettable man. But I learned what my father never did. Winning doesn't always mean fighting back. Sometimes it's letting them choke on their own choices. Now, when I look in the mirror, I don't see my father or my mother. I see clarity. Betrayal doesn't destroy you. It defines you. And I chose what defined me as not a victim, not a villain, just a man who finally stopped loving the wrong people. And that was the real gift I left behind.